Hello, welcome back to Studio Shepherd. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this 3D text effect in Adobe Illustrator. So in this tutorial, we're going to be using a similar technique to what I've used in a previous video on how to create a glass effect in Illustrator. So if you haven't seen that already, go check it out. I'll link to it below. But in this video, we're going to be using it in a slightly different way. So let's get into it. So I have my artboard set up to 1080 by 1080 pixels, and we're going to give it a background. So select the rectangle tool and click and drag from corner to corner, and let's give it a color. Now grab the type tool and add your text. Now with your text selected, go up to align, and we're going to line it to vertical and horizontal to put it into the center of the artboard. And I'm going to change the color of my text to white. Now after we've done that, select the shape tool again, click and hold this time, and scroll down to the ellipse tool. And we're going to draw out our circles where we want the balls to be. And I'm going to make these all the same as my background color. So one by one, select your shape, go up to Effect, 3D Materials, Extrude and Bevel. And it's going to come up with these options here. So first we're going to select Inflate and make sure your depth is set to 0. And we're going to click this box here that says Inflate both sides. And that's going to make sure it's nice and round. Next, jump across to Materials. And if we scroll down here, you'll see these base properties that we can adjust. So I'm happy with the roughness, but I just want it to be a bit more shiny. So I'm going to bump that up to 0.2. And you can play around with your lighting. But I'm happy with the standard preset for this. So jumping back into materials, what we're going to do is add a graphic into this panel here. So to do this, select your text and Command C to copy it and Command V to paste. And we're going to select the text that the ball's overlapping, so it's just the first two letters of the word bounce. So if you double click that text, it's going to open the text editor. And here you can highlight the first two letters of the word and Command C to copy it, and then deselect and Command V to paste that text. And so once that's done, you can delete this off, select the text you just copied, and in the 3D and Materials panel, click the little plus button here and go Add as Single Graphic. And once that's done, you can delete this one off as well. So select your ball again, and we're going to add this new graphic to it. So simply click the new graphic and you can see it applies it onto the face of your shape. We can rescale this by clicking these points here, and that scales it up, and click and drag to reposition it anywhere along the face. So we're trying to align it so it looks like it's distorting out the text from behind. Now that that's done, we're going to repeat those steps for the other two shapes. So a quick tip, once you finish that, if you decided you want to reposition any of this text on your shape, simply select your shape and under the Materials panel, go down to Properties, select your graphic layer, and that's going to make it active and allows you to drag it around to where you want it to be. Now our final step, once that's all finished, is to render these out. So just a heads up, rendering can take a long time, and so if you don't have the fastest computer, this could take a while, so just be prepared for that. So to do this, select your shape, and in your 3D and Materials panel, go up to your render settings on the top right, click this drop down, and we're going to hit this toggle to enable ray tracing, and you can render it out as low, medium or high. And so for this, I actually quite like the look of the low quality, so simply click render when you're happy. Now repeat this for your other two shapes. And there we have it, how to create a 3D text effect in Adobe Illustrator. As always, thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, be sure to like and subscribe to this video, and leave me a comment in the section below of any tutorials you want to see next.